Good morning, students. Yesterday we discussed about the factors affecting the entrepreneurial growth, okay, where we discussed about the non-economic factors and economic factors. Okay, in detail we discussed how the entrepreneurship is going to be affected by these factors. Okay, the how the capital will affect the entrepreneurial growth, the raw material availability, and the social mobility, and also the other factors like the government support. Okay, so on we discussed the various factors, economic as well as non-economic factors that affect the growth of entrepreneurship in any nation. Okay, today we'll discuss about the rural entrepreneurship. Okay, the learning objective of this chapter is what do you mean by the rural entrepreneurship and what are the factors affects the development of rural entrepreneurship, and to identify what are the issues presently the rural entrepreneurship are facing. Okay, and also the what are the strategies being used by the government to develop the rural entrepreneurship, and also we need to discuss about the support of NGOs in developing rural entrepreneurship. Okay, these are all the things we are expected to learn in this chapter. They are called as learning objectives. Okay, guys. So as you know that our Indian population, it consists approximately 50% men and 50% women. Okay, and also the 3/4 of the population of India, they are living in villages, that is the rural places. And also we came to know that the entrepreneurship, okay, entrepreneurship is only developing in urban areas, only developing in urban areas rather than the rural areas. So this makes the division of economic activities, okay, differentiates between the rural and urban one. Okay, the rural is specialized more or less exclusively in agriculture. Okay, that is 3/4 of the population of India, they are meant purely for agricultural work. Okay, there is no industries. Only the one-fourth of the population, they are involved in the entrepreneurship, that is in the rural places. So the industrialization, okay, so that should be gets converted. This 3/4 of the population who are living in villages, they are purely meant for only the agricultural work. Okay, so nowadays the village people, the village men, they are also educated. They are also coping with the advancement in the countries. Okay, so the rural entrepreneurship, this conversion of the 3/4 agricultural population into industrialization, it is one of the challenging job for the government. And also you know that the wealth of the nation is going to be measured by gross domestic product, that is import and export of products, goods, materials, raw materials, etc. We cannot completely, this 3/4 population, rely on only the agricultural. Okay, we need to convert some of this agricultural area into industrialization. Okay, so that's why the rural entrepreneurship plays a very important role and crucial role in context to India, as 3/4 of the population is involved in agriculture. Okay, so now we'll define what is rural entrepreneurship. Okay, the rural entrepreneurship is one where the entrepreneurship emerges in the rural areas. Okay, it is called as rural entrepreneurship. That is, anybody sets up his business, his industries in the rural area, that is called as rural entrepreneurship. Okay, in other words, the establishing the industrial units in the rural area refers to the rural entrepreneurship. Okay, the definition of this village industry. Now, the as you know that the industries which being set up in rural area called as rural entrepreneurship, and government classifies what are the list of village industries are to be considered. Okay, the village industries has been recently modified by the government so as to encourage or to enlarge its scope. Okay, and accordingly any industry located in rural area or the village or the town with a population less than 20,000 or below the investment of 5 crores in the plant and machinery is classified as village industries. Okay, I repeat. Okay, the government has recently modified and it enlarged its scopes according to any industry located in rural area or the village or the taluka places with a population of less than 20,000 and below the investment of 5 crores in the plant and machinery is being classified as village industry or rural entrepreneurship. Okay, as a result of widening the scope of these village industries, now the village industries has been classified, okay, under the 8 headings, under the 7 headings of the classification of the industries. The first one is called as mineral based industries, and the second one is forest based industries, third one is agro based industries, the fourth one is polymer and chemical based industries, fifth one is engineering and non-conventional industries, sixth one is textile industries, and the seventh one is service industry. Okay, these 7 categories are being classified as village industries or the industries. These are all expected to be set up in the rural areas. Okay, now, well, we discuss about the need of rural entrepreneurship. Need of rural entrepreneurship. Rural industries are being labor intensive, that is high potential of employment generation. Okay, we find many number of people, okay, who are in village, who are in village, and it is labor incentive, and the labor availability is also so cheap as compared to the urban areas. Okay, hence the cheaply availability of labor and huge type of labors we find in the rural areas. Okay, and also we need to provide them the job for the rural people. Okay, the second one is by providing the employment. These industries have high potential for the income generation in the rural areas. Okay, we need to provide the unemployed people or men in the villages or in the taluka places or in the towns. They have to be provided jobs by opening a new sets of industries in the rural places so that the unemployment problem can be also be solved. Okay, the third one is industries encourage dispersal of economic activities in the rural areas and thus promote the balanced regional development. Okay, in context to this, what happens if you set up only the industries in the district places or in the urban places or only in the metropolitan towns? Okay, what about the 3/4 of the area which is living in the village or that the rural places? Only town keeps on, or the urban places or the metropolitan cities keeps on growing with respect to the industries. Even if the economy or the per capita income of the urban places keeps on increasing only, then what about this 3/4 population who are living in the villages? So that's why the economic or the income distribution among the rural area is also most important and challenging one. That's why if you increase the industries in the rural places, it reduces the disparities of the income between the rural and the urban places. Okay, then the economic activities also being spread, okay, from the metropolitan and urban area towards the rural places, that promotes the balanced regional development in the country. The fourth need for rural development is the industries in the rural areas helps to build village republics. Okay, then the fifth one is the rural industries also helps to protect and promote the art and creativity that enrich heritage of the country. Okay, the rural places. Okay, the many people are involved in their art and creativity. The government has to identify those art and creativity and support them in terms of the development of industrialization. So, for example, if you consider some of the places, the rural places in Karnataka, okay, where they have manufacturing various handloom sarees. If you take example of Mysore, it's meant for the silk products. Okay, most of the silk products are being manufactured by handloom. Okay, some of the operations are being automated, but still the village people, they involve in the silk production and silk products, and also they are involved in the production of certain goods by the silk which has been produced in the field. Okay, so like this we have Kolar, we have Mysore, and also the Bagalkot, and so many places, okay, in Karnataka. So that is their art and creativity in manufacturing some kind of textile goods. So the government has to identify and promote them. Okay, so this is also one of the important need of the rural entrepreneurship. And the sixth one is the industrialization fosters economic development in the rural places. And the last one, but not the means, the rural industries being environmental friendly, that leads to the development without destruction of the environment. Okay, this is the most important factor to be considered. Now the most of the metropolitan cities and the big urban areas, they have been highly polluted, very rich. Okay, to overcome this, the industries have to develop towards the rural areas rather than the urban areas, to protect the environment. Understand? So these are all these are the important needs of the rural entrepreneurship. Okay, well, students, we need to discuss now about the rural industrialization in retrospect. Okay, the rural industrialization retrospect, that is nothing but the past survey. Okay, we all discussed in detail in the previous chapter, okay, how the entrepreneurship or the industrialization was there in India before the independence. We discussed, okay, and also we discussed in detail about the industrialization in context to after independence. Okay, the government has derived lot of industrial policies, okay, for the development of country with respect to industrialization. Every government which rules for 5 years, they derive those own industrial policies to support the rural entrepreneurship or industrialization in the country. So that is 5 year plans. First 5 year plan, second 5 year plan, so on, seventh, ninth, 10th, 11th 5 year plans. So all these 5 year plans and the industrial policies makes the development of industrialization towards the rural places. Okay, then Well, students, so now we need to discuss about what are the issues or the problems of rural entrepreneurship. Problems of rural entrepreneurship. The general bottlenecks in the development of village industries are financial constraints. Okay, the people living in villages, okay, they are not so educated, and they do not know about the structure or the way how to get fund from the banks in the urban places or in the metropolitan cities. Okay, the people are not so well educated, okay, and they don't know how to get the funds also. So in this context, okay, they are unable to get the government facilities, the financial facilities from the government because of the non-awareness. Okay, that is known as, we consider as the financial constraint. The financial constraint, that is the one of the major issues the people are facing challenge in the rural places, and also the lack of technical know-how. Okay, and also as I told you that the village people, they are not technically strong, they are not technically know how. Okay, then the third point is the lack of training, okay, and the extension services, okay, and also they are being deprived of the some of the training programs, and also the some of the extension service activities for the development of industries, and also the management issues, the management problems, the procurement, the manufacturing, and the distribution management issues, and also they have a issue of quality control. Okay, so they are not well educated, and they do not know about the quality, and also the high cost of production due to the high input cost. Okay, and the next problem is the lack of communication and the market information, and the village people, they are not able to communicate properly, and also the market information, they have been deprived of getting the market day-to-day information, they are not aware. Okay, these are all the issues, and also the poor quality of the raw material, the lack of storage facilities, warehouse facilities, and also the absolute and primitive technologies, and also the lack of promotional strategies. These are all the issues which the rural entrepreneurship or the rural people are facing to start the industries. Okay, so guys, now we discuss about how to develop these rural entrepreneurship. Okay, the first challenge is that the raw material is a must for any industry, and however the non-availability of the raw materials also accompanied by their prohibitive cost have weakened the viability of these industries. Okay, that is, when we start the supporting the rural people or rural industries, we need to see that they have to be provided with the raw materials sufficient for their production or the generation or manufacturing the goods. The second one is finance. Okay, see that the finance constraint is removed, and see that how they should easily get the finance from the government support, how to get the funds from the government support. It should be made available at the village places. And the third, in order to solve the problem of marketing for the rural industries, common production facilities, marketing centers need to set up and develop with a modern infrastructure. Okay, that is nothing but we need to provide all kind of marketing information to the rural entrepreneurs, and also we need to provide the raw materials, and also we need to provide the information of selling the goods also what they manufactured in the rural places. That is rural entrepreneurship. Then the fourth point is the one peculiarity of the rural entrepreneurship is most of them join their entrepreneurial career not by the choice but by the chance. Okay, the lack of aptitude and competency on the part of the such entrepreneurs makes the unit sick. Okay, in this context, they have to be properly trained and educated in terms of the entrepreneurship development program. In this context, government is running lot of entrepreneurship, rural entrepreneurship development program, so that they are able to communicate, or so that they are able to understand. Okay, and also this lack of aptitude and competency can be removed from the rural entrepreneurs. Then the fifth one is one of the effective way to inculcate entrepreneurial acumen and the attitude may be the one of imparting entrepreneurial education in the schools, colleges, universities. Okay, in this context, the university has they made not only the university, the whole India from the next semester onwards, they have made entrepreneurship development and the management is a compulsory subject irrespective of the branch of the engineering graduate. Whole India, the all engineering college students should know what is entrepreneurship and management. Okay, like this, we need to start the courses in education. Okay, then sixth one, sometimes the rural problem in setting up of industries is not only the non-availability of the facilities but also non-awareness of the facilities whatever they are available. Okay, even though the lot of the equipments and facilities are available in the market, so the rural entrepreneurship are deprived of getting this availability of these equipments or the facilities in connection with the rural entrepreneurship development. Then the seventh one, proper provisions need to be made to impart the institutional training to orient the rural entrepreneurs in the specific products and trades so that local resources can be harnessed properly. Okay, we need to identify what are the local raw materials and minerals are being available in the rural places. You identify them and train those rural places to use those or to tap those availability of the raw material and use them as a raw material and produce and finally get certain products. So like this we need to impart training, okay, based on the raw material availability in that zone or in the village area to be trained. Then eighth one, the accumulated experience bears as simple evidence to the fact that some of the non-governmental organizations, okay, the non-governmental organizations which are existing in the society, they should go to the village places or the rural places and support these rural entrepreneurs to come up in the rural places. Okay, this is how we need to develop the rural entrepreneurship, that is 3/4 of the population of the India. Then students, we need to discuss about the role of NGOs and rural entrepreneurship. As you know that NGO stands for non-governmental organization. Non-governmental organization, okay, have been emerged, okay, in the nation, okay, to solve the problem of unemployment, poverty, and other things. And it is not possible for every entrepreneurship has to be supported or to be trained or to be given consultancy only by the government. There are people in the society or the nation, they are very much interested to serve for the society. They are very much interested to serve for the society. Okay, when many people they work for industries, okay, or for some government organization in the various high level capacities, okay, after serving for 25 to 30 years, okay, for such a big industries or at the high level strategic levels in the government, they feel that they wanted to serve for society, not on the based on the profit generation. Okay, they wanted to honorarily, honorarily they wanted to serve for the society. Okay, it comes, okay, it is an called as a self actualization for the some people, comes in the nation or in the society. They club together and they get the permission from the government to start NGO, and there are many NGOs they meant for supporting rural entrepreneurship, that is called as non-governmental organizations. Okay, so these non-governmental organizations have to be classified into three categories. Well, the first one is the primary level NGO, the NGO who mobilizes their own resources and operate at international level and execute the development of activities themselves or through the intermediate people. Okay, that is called as the primary level NGOs. That is, they mobilize their own resources and they operate at international level and execute the developmental activities. Those are called as primary level NGOs. The second one is the intermediate NGOs. These NGOs procure funds from the various agencies and important, and they conduct workshop for the target workforce in the nation. So such NGOs are called as intermediate NGOs. Then third one is gross level NGOs. These NGOs are those who conduct field executives, activities by the establishing direct contact with the grassroots people or the needy people in the rural places. That is, these people go to the village and identify the needy people or the rural people who are very much interested to do some sort of industries or the business. They go, they train them and support them for starting industries. These are all called as grassroots level NGOs. And the training imparted by these NGOs for the needy people are of three types. The one is the simulation, and the third one is counseling, and the third one is assistant. The simulation is the process where it conducts entrepreneurship development programs and other training programs for the target people of the rural in the view to simulate the enterprising attitude amongst them. The second one is counseling, providing a counseling and consultancy services to the needy village people once how to start the project or how to conduct the feasibility report and how to purchase the plant and machinery. In all the respect, these people will do help in consulting. Okay, then the third one is assistance, so assisting the target group in marketing their products and securing them from the financial institute. Okay, they assist how to get the fund, they assist how to get the raw material, they assist how to sell the finished goods to the market. All these kind of assistance will be provided by these NGOs. Okay, then the following are the some of the strengths of the NGOs. Okay, the first, the lean overhead and operating cost to reach the poor and lean needy. Okay, the NGOs have very lean overheads. Okay, because they honorarily they work. That's why the poor people or the needy people they can acquire the support or the facilities from these NGOs. Flexibility and responsiveness in operation to invest is appropriate solution because usually they target to the needy people. Okay, and the nearness to the client group made them to be sensitive to the community need. Okay, they literally go to the group, the target group, and help. So that's why it is easy for them to get their assistance, and the capacity for innovation and experiments with the new groups and untried development approach, and stimulating and mobilizing the interest in the community and dependency on the customer satisfaction. So on. These are all the, some of the benefits, okay, which are uh, going to be the strength of the NGOs, strength of the NGOs. So, guys, with this, I stop my presentation on the rural entrepreneurship. Okay, guys, you take down the question. What is rural entrepreneurship? How the modern government has been classified these rural industries, how the new government has classified the rural industries into categories. The second one, identify the needs and discuss them for the rural entrepreneurship. For the rural entrepreneurship. Next question. Discuss the Indian rural industrialization in retrospect. Retrospect. Next question. Identify the problems or the issues our rural entrepreneurs are facing in setting up rural industries. Discuss. Next question. How to develop rural entrepreneurship? Discuss in detail. Next question. What is NGO? And discuss the role of NGO in rural entrepreneurship in India. Next question. Identify the strengths and weaknesses of NGO. Next question. How the NGOs are being classified. Discuss in detail. Next question. Identify the various trainings imparted by NGOs in development of rural entrepreneurship. Rural entrepreneurship. Okay, guys, you see the YouTube videos once, twice, thrice, and prepare the notes and answer the given question. Bye. Have a good day.